Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday night and time for another Facebook Live. We are going to make a card similar to this. I'm just going to change up the colors in the designer series paper. While you are finding me, I'm going to share this link over with my page, just so if somebody is looking for it there, they can find it. So just give me a minute to get that done and we will get started. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to draw for last week's card, so I'll have to do that. All right, one moment. Uh-oh. There we go. I hope you all are having a good week. We have made it to Wednesday night, so we're almost to Friday. Sorry, it's hard for me to, whoops. This was not what I wanted. One moment. We're getting there. Okay. That is posted. Hey, Kaki. Hello. Let me draw for last week's card real quick so I can tell you because I forgot about that. See if I can do it real quick. Almost. Oops. Okay. I know who won now. Whoops. Let me write it on a little post-it note. And then we will be ready to start. Okay. So what I do is I come to you live every Wednesday and we make something fun. Last week we made this card with the Winterly Treetops bundle, and that was new out of the brand new holiday catalog that just came out this month. And then this, so at the end I'll tell you who won this card. The next week I give away the card from the previous week for everybody that comments on the video here on Facebook. Also, after the video on my blog will be the dimensions for the card. So if you want to recreate this card, then you'll have the dimensions you need to do that. Tonight we are playing with the Caring Leaves. So this is another new stamp set from the new holiday catalog. It took me a minute to figure out that these really go together because this sentiment, some things never change, could be kind of snarky by itself. But if you put it with this, you're simply the best, some things never change, then it's a much nicer sentiment. So it took me a minute to figure that out, but it's a simple set, but just the leaves are, I think it's the, oh, now I've lost the word for it, where it's got, the different definition in it. And with this card, I paired it with the plaid embossing folder. Tonight, I'm going to pair it with the birch embossing folder. Both of these are new in the holiday catalog too. And we're going to use different designer series paper. This card used this iconic Celebrations. Hey, Patience. But that is not available at the moment. I think it's supposed to come back next week. But it's got fall and Christmas and New Year. But since it wasn't available right now, I wanted to use something else. So I am going to use this beautiful paper, which I did not check today to make sure it was available. Hopefully it is. This is Splendid Autumn. And so it's more of this beautiful paper that Stampin' Up! Does, where it has a whole scene and then the other side is just a nice, so these are really nice, beautiful colors. I love these. And so we're going to use that tonight. So it'll be just a little bit different than the other card. So let's get started. We don't have to do a lot of stamping. Let's do that first. This is with the Essential, I have them right here. Let me look it up. Essential something dies. They're one of my favorites. Besides the Stylish Shapes, this is probably the next set I use the most. Essential, Nested Essentials. So I use this banner one. All right, so we're going to stamp our leaf. Let's get our Stampin' Pierce mat. When you're working with photopolymer, these clear ones, it helps to have something like this underneath, and it just makes the image come out clearer. So we're going to stamp the outline. This is Cajun Craze. And then the inside, we're going to stamp off first and then stamp it. And these, it's kind of an artistic one. I mean, that lined up pretty well, but they don't have to line up exactly. Distinctive, that's the word I was looking for. No, it may not be distinctive. And then for the sentiment, I just chose the "You are simply the best, you're simply the best." You could put the "Some things never change" on the inside. Yes, Patience, I agree. Nested Essentials are great. So this is Early Espresso. And we're just going to stamp that over the top. It's a darker one, so you can read it through the leaf. And that is all of our stamping. So really, really simple stamping. But we do have some Designer Series paper to put on. So here is my Cajun Craze piece. And I did it with the birch. And I did it up and down this time. You can do it either way. Probably should have gone that way. But that's okay. Now I have these in order. So I'm going to show you. I cut them and kept them in order on my desk. Amazingly enough, I did not knock them around or anything. Not that it probably makes a lot of difference, but I just used one continuous piece and cut them like that so you can put them together. But we're going to make them go not straight. And I have some that are narrower. So now I'm just going to kind of lay them kind of the way I think I want to do it. And oops, I'm sorry. Knocked the phone. And if you do them like that, then you don't have to worry about them being perfectly straight, which is nice because that's hard to do sometimes. So now we'll try and pick them up. And I like to use my liquid glue when I'm doing attaching anything to embossed paper. It just sticks better than the seal does on embossed paper. So just a little bit of liquid glue. You don't need a lot. And like I said, I made some narrower just for a little interest. Whoops. You do have to hold it for just a minute, not be too impatient so that it adheres. But then once it's stuck, it's stuck good. You won't get it off without tearing up your paper. Just a couple more. So this is a great way to use up scraps. That looks like it needs just a little dot right there, doesn't it? This is a great way to use up scraps that you have. Because sometimes when you're cutting for cards, you end up with just these skinny pieces left over. So this is a great way to use some of those up. All right. All right, now we have all of our paper adhered. So on this card, I used the Cajun Craze twine that I think it goes with the Winterly Treetop Suite. It was not available either last I checked, so I changed up to use, this is the Baker's twine, and this is like a crumb cake, so I just used that instead. And we're going to wrap this around, and I left along, I want to tie it in a bow, so I made sure I had plenty. There's nothing worse than trying to tie a bow when your ribbon or your twine is too short. Now, because this is narrow enough or small enough, thin enough, I will tie it in a knot first. If I'm doing a ribbon, I won't do this. You know, when you get on camera, it's never as easy as when you're just doing it on your own. So we'll tie that in a knot first, and that just makes it easier to tie our bow. We don't have to worry about trying to keep it tight or anything. There we go. A little bit smaller. And then we can trim off our ends when we're done. All right. Let's scoot that over just a little bit more. Okay. Now we can put this on our, so this is just a Cajun Craze card base. And again, I will use my liquid glue because it's embossed. Make sure you don't get your ribbon stuck under there or your twine. All right. And then we have our stamped piece, and we're going to put that on with dimensionals over our twine. And I am on using the outside of my dimensional, so I used up all the inside. So don't throw it away when you use up all the ones that are pre-cut. All the stuff along the outside is great to use too. And you can, if you need like a whole strip, if you got something long and skinny you want to put on dimensionals, that's great for that too. All right. So we'll put this on over our twine. Whoops. Right side up, preferably. And then, oh, let's put our, because this is such a dark cardstock, it will be hard to write on that. You can, but when it's that dark, I like to just put a piece of white or vanilla, something inside. Makes it easier to write on. And we could have stamped a leaf on that. I meant to do that and I forgot. But you could stamp a leaf. I think did I on this one? No, I didn't. Must have been another one I did that on. And I have another, I guess I just have one to show you because one of them is my swaps and it's sitting over there. I might get it. All right, now we want just a little bit of, here, let's trim these. Because they're bugging me. There we go. That's better. So I wanted a little bit of bling or something. On this one I used, it's like ribbon, it's an online exclusive. Pecan Pie and Clear Ribbon Adhesive Back Dots. So that's what I used on this one. But on the one we're making tonight, I decided to use these adhesive backed texture dots. Let me take it out of the plastic. I thought they would look good with this one. And I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. Just makes it easier to pick them up. Whoops. We'll do one more. And there we go. There's our card. So that's one. Thank you. Yeah, Patience doesn't mind anymore that I have those fancy scissors because she has a pair now too. So there's the one I made with the iconic celebrations. And then this is with the Splendid Autumn. So next week, somebody will win this card. If you comment on this Facebook video, then you will be in the drawing for that. Last week, oh wait, let me show you my other card. So this one was kind of a fancier one. I stamped those and then cut them out. These are some gold leaves that go with the Splendid Autumn Suite. I embossed the sentiment and then used some gold. So just added some touches of gold to this one. This is our wood texture paper. And I used a blending brush and pecan pie and crumb cake, or maybe it was, this is copper clay. I think it was pecan pie and crumb cake. I don't remember. And put some color on that. So let me let you look at that and I'll grab the other one real quick. This one is my swap for the team meeting that I'm going to this weekend. Yeah, this one. So this is what I made. I made 11 of them, I think, for the swap. And I used those same pecan ribbon adhesive. And I did some splattering. This is actually the same Splendid Autumn paper that we used on this one. But it's just the back side of some of them. And then on the inside, I just stamped a couple of leaf outlines. So, and this is some more of that twine. So that's my swap. So there's a couple of cards there. And let's see who won this bird card from last week. And it is Betty. So I will get that to her. All right. That is it for this evening. Again, I'll have the dimensions on my blog shortly. So if you want to recreate a card like this, you're welcome to. I think next week we're going to do a fun fold. So I'm in Technique Club with Kay. And we did this fun 3D, so it stands up by itself. And you can do it with any, paper. Like this scenery paper is great. But I made one today with the Regal Winter. So same thing. It stands up by itself. But it folds. You can put it in a card, in a normal card envelope. So it folds down like that, and you can mail it. So we're going to make one of these next Wednesday, but probably with a different suite, because, I want to try, like Kay said when she was showing them to us, she said, I want to try them all. This is the Regal Floral. I think that's what it's called. This is that same, you may not be able to tell, gold leaf, but I added some Berry Burst, I think I used, with my Stampin' Blend. So you can color them and make them different colors. So like this is just the gold one by itself. And then this is colored with Berry Burst. So next week we'll make one of these with something, probably a different suite. So join me next Wednesday. We'll make one of those. All right. That is it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.